despair, we need someone to come here and rescue us. This is ridiculous. 2018 on a white dynasty. A baller in red who was number 15. He's come for us. We'll be victorious. And it goes by the name of Mahomes. He's throwing first downs. He's throwing touchdowns. He can throw it to the moon. And I like him more than you. I think he knows where I am. Gonna defeat the Illuminati. Shoots lasers from his eyes. He invented curly fries, yeah. Yard after yard, win after win. This is the best thing that I've ever seen. It's incredible. It's unbelievable. I want a Patrick lunchbox and a Patrick tattoo. A Patrick jersey, 2 for me, 1 for you. I want all the gear. I want to chug a beer. Do by the name of Mahomes. He's good in first place. He can read it out of space. Defense in a panic. He's MVP of the planet. He wears a headband. He's got a good include. He likes ketchup on his steak. And now I like it too.
Chiefs or die.
He's going Super Saiyan. He rides to practice on a lion. He's deadly for the twins. All he does is win, yeah. He's throwing first downs. He's throwing touchdowns, yeah. He can throw it to the moon. And I like him more than you. I think he knows who I am. Gonna defeat the Illuminati. Shoots lasers from his eyes. He invented curly fries, yeah.
Final score from Arrowhead Stadium. Your Kansas City Chiefs, 27. The Jacksonville Jaguars, 20. In the AFC divisional round game, where your Chiefs advance to their not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, but their 5th straight AFC Championship game, which will take place at either Bad Street, Atlanta, GA, or Arrowhead Stadium 1 week from tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Kansas City Chiefs, freaks, worldwide of all ages, today's game wasn't easy. It was easy for Patrick Mahomes before the defensive end fell on his ankle. And it was a scary moment. It was a scary moment not only for Patrick Mahomes, but your Kansas City Chiefs playoff fate. And he didn't want to leave. He didn't want to come out of that game, but they had to take x-rays, and Andy Reid had to put his big foot down. Andy Reid wasn't going to put his big foot down, but he said, I got to put my foot down and see what's up. All right? Now, it was a hell of a game. So scary. Carly Beck was scared. Tabitha said she would give up her ankle. Thank you, ladies, for those interesting comments. I'm sorry that you were scared, Carly, and I'm sorry, Tabitha, that you would have to resort to giving Patrick one of your ankles, but we are very happy that the Chiefs did not have to do that. Delano Hill says, I live in Atlanta, so the stadium would be a short drive. Well, Delano, the Chiefs might be looking for you to come cheer for them next Sunday. They just might be doing it. They just might be doing it now.
People might be saying, hold on, Shaggy.
That's right, because the Cincinnati Bengals have a lot to play for. Brian Jones is still sackless. Brian Childress is on point. Tara says she would give them Tabitha's ankle as well. That's what older sisters do. They give their little sisters their ankles to help Patrick Mahomes, but Brian Childress is on point. Chris Jones still doesn't have a sack in the playoffs, but the defense really stepped up today without a doubt and won this game. Jalen Watson, one-handed interception, looking like a freaking first round draft pick. These rookies that were thrust in to play this game. Harrison Butker with 2 50-yard field goals and a big tackle. This was pretty scary. George, yes, prayers are going to have to go out to Patrick Mahomes. The sack will come. This game came down to the defense. You're right, MD Van. You're definitely right on that. But, and I will read your comments, so keep them coming. We need to relax a second. I just want to take this breath of fresh air and breathe. And I want to thank God for the Kansas City Chiefs drafting Patrick Mahomes. 5 straight AFC Championship games. It's every time we talk about Patrick Mahomes, we use the phrases of unprecedented, historic, not likely, but he keeps doing it. And him doing it tonight was huge. Now, the game ball of this game goes to Chad Henne because Jags had all the momentum, trailing 10-7. The Jags punted the football, and Chad Henne, just like he did 2 years ago in the divisional round game. How ironic. When we need Chad Henne the most, it seems like in the divisional round games. And Chad Henne was so clutch. He was so clutch. Anything is possible. You're right, Tabitha. Mighty Guy says this was a gritty performance. You know what, Mighty? You were right. This was grit. It took grit and want to, and it took coaching, and it took the whole team. Yes, Patrick Mahomes has carried the Chiefs to 5 straight AFC Championship games. No doubt about it. He's going to be the MVP for the second time in his career, but it took everyone. There are only 14 people on this team, starters that have played on the playoffs last year. There are so many rookies this year. There are so many kids thrust into play, and these kids have stepped up, and they continue to step up. They're surrounded by a great coaching staff. They feed off the veterans. L'Jarius Sneed is the seasoned veteran in the secondary, and he is only in his 3rd year in the league. This is only L'Jarius Sneed's 3rd year in the league, but he had a huge play. While the running back, Etienne, was trying to catch that ball out of the backfield and bring it in, L'Jarius Sneed snapped it out of his hands, smacked it out of his hands, and Willie Gay fell on it. It was a costly hit because L'Jarius Sneed injured his nose. I just watched the Andy Reid press conference. L'Jarius Sneed injured his nose on that forced fumble, which was huge. And I'm so freaking happy, man. I'm so happy. 5 straight conference championship games in a row since Patrick Mahomes has been the starter. 5 years. Every year, the Chiefs are in the conference championship game. It's not supposed to be that easy. Trust me, I've watched a lot of football. It's not supposed to be that easy. And it's not. It hasn't been with the same guys. He's lost Sammy Watkins, Tyreek Hill, and Demarcus Robinson and Byron Pringle. And he's still just like, I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going because you know what? I got this guy. Now let's look at these stats because he came up huge. And I want you guys to keep talking. I'll read your comments here in a second. But let's look at these kick-ass stats for your Kansas City Chiefs, baby. Patrick Mahomes was 22 of 30 for 195 yards, 2 touchdowns. Chad Henne, 5 of 7. That's right, MD Van Travis. Chad Henne was 5 of 7 for 23 yards, a big touchdown when he came in and had to play on a spark. He had to come in and play right as is. No pressure. You're just at the 2-yard line. Isaiah Pacheco, one of the 3 7th-round draft picks out of Rutgers, rookie, had 12 carries for 95 yards. Money. Jerick McKinnon had 11 for 25. Kadarius Toney on their touchdown drive in the fourth quarter. You're right. Steal of the year, Kevin Capel. Kadarius Toney's a steal of the year. And you're right on cue because Kadarius Toney had a 14-yard run to put the Chiefs first and goal at the 3-yard line. 2 plays later, the touchdown to MVS. That was huge. Sky Moore had 1 carry for 3 yards. Noah Gray had 1 for none. Chad Henne had 1 for -1. Receiving, here he is, Travis Kelce. 4 catches, 14 catches. Come on, Shaggy. 14 catches for Travis Kelce, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yes, MD Van, Toney is so strong and incredible. Kadarius Toney, the second receiver, 5 receptions for 36 yards. Juju Smith-Schuster only had 2 for 29, but that was huge. That was on that touchdown drive that picked up 20, where Patrick Mahomes hit him down to the 24-yard line. Noah Gray had 1 reception for 27 yards. Justin Watson had 1 for 12. Isaiah Pacheco 1 for 6. That's right, Carly Kelsey. MVS had this 1 catch for 6 yards and a touchdown. Blake Bell had 1 for 4. Now, when you're in the playoffs, it's a dogfight. You're looking for players to give you moments. Just give us moments. You may not have been consistent throughout the regular season, but you gave us moments. Who gave us moments in 2018 and 2019? The Lizard King himself, Sammy Watkins. In a 5-game playoff stretch in 2018 and 2019, there was not a wide receiver that averaged more yards a game than Sammy Watkins. Because you know why? Sammy Watkins stood up in huge moments. Today, we had rookies step up in huge moments. Jalen Watson and Joshua Williams, those 2 kids have just been battling out that Spagnuolo just threw out there for rookies. They're just rookies thrown out there, learn how to play on the fly. These are 4th and 7th round draft picks, Joshua Williams and Jalen Watson. And Jalen Watson, his moment. Pat Mahomes, right here, my good friend and yours. You've seen him on my show several times. I've been on his several times as well, as long as his sister, Tanisha Mahomes. Pat Mahomes, right here. He's got a saying. Big players make big plays in big-time games. He's shortened that saying now to just players make plays. But I remember in 2018 and 19, Pat Mahomes Sr. told me often, big players make big plays in big-time games. It took a lot of players today to have those moments. Harrison Butker has had a terrible season. Terrible. But you know what he has done? He's lined up from the middle hash mark on extra points. He did like to be off to the left, but he was hooking them or pushing them sideways when he wasn't in the middle, but he's been centering them up. And he nailed 2 50-yard field goals like it was nothing. And his biggest play, Harrison Butker, let's be real. I've been hard on Harrison Butker. When the Chiefs finally went up by 10, there were still 7.5 minutes left. And Agnew was coming out of the end zone just like he did in the first quarter. And he was gone. He was gone. And if he goes 100 yards for a touchdown, it's 27-24 with 7 minutes still left in the game. Butker dives and makes a hell of a tackle. Saves the game. The Jaguars ended up running 7 more minutes off the clock and went down inside the 5-yard line where L'Jarius Sneed, moments. made the play, knocked it out of his hand. Props to L'Jarius Sneed, Butker for having those moments. People may say when it comes to contract extension, who do you want on your team? People slam Sammy Watkins when he was missing time. If you go to Twitter, when he was on the Chiefs, people slam Sammy Watkins. He's hurt all the time. He's hurt all the time. He's hurt all the time. But guess what, folks? You may not like Sammy Watkins as well. But if Sammy Watkins wasn't on the Kansas City Chiefs in 2019, you're not winning the Super Bowl. So believe in the entire roster from Harrison Butker to Chad Henne to seventh-round draft pick Jalen Watson for having the moments to step up and make these plays. Big players make big plays in big-time games. You don't get any bigger than the divisional round, and these players stepped up and made their moments. Now, next week, you know what? I don't even care. I don't care if we play at Atlanta. I'd like for it to be at Arrowhead because Arrowhead kicks ass, but I don't care. I don't care if it's in Atlanta. I'm ready to take on because he's got Noah Simon in the house. What is up, Bob? What do you say? No, you guys are rocking. Joining late. Hey, Lou, what's going on? Yes, Lou, 5th time in a row. Bob and Noah, how you guys doing? How about that game, Bob and Noah? How about it? How about it? Our 5th straight game in the AFC Championship game. Terry says the game needs to be at Arrowhead next week, and I think it does. The one-handed interception George talks about was a thing of beauty. Can't wait to see it on the franchise, on Chiefs website. You were right, Francis. What a game. What a game. You know, just embrace the entire squad. Now, I know people might be saying, hold on, Shaggy. That's easy for you to say to embrace the entire squad when you spend the first 5 minutes of this live talking about how great Patrick Mahomes is. Yes, that's a fair point to respond to me, telling you to embrace the entire team. But damn it, I love Patrick Mahomes, and I loved him before we drafted him. And since I am the number one Mahomie, my daughter's bought me this mug for Christmas 5 days before his first ever NFL start in 2017. I'm going to give Patrick Mahomes props because I am the number one Mahomie, baby. Let's see what you guys are saying. What's up? What's up? Jeremy Ellis, I'm ready for next Sunday. Go Chiefs. You're right, Jeremy. We are all ready. We're ready for that game, and we're ready to bring it on because your Chiefs want to come back. I mean, don't get used to this. I keep telling people, don't get used to this because this doesn't happen all the time. What is up, Tom? What is up, Delano? Embrace this. Enjoy this. And enjoy this roster making plays. Go Chiefs. Way to go, Marco. They gutted that one out, Tom. You're right. Tom, they gutted that out big time. That was a gutty performance. And I know, Kenneth Caldwell, can we talk about the weaknesses? The defense still has covering running backs out of the backfield. You know what, Kenneth? That is a good call. Good call, Kenneth. It seemed like that is all Doug Peterson and wanted to run Trevor Lawrence to do was those quick passes to the receivers to the right. He wanted to run wide receiver screen, and I will agree with you on this, Kenneth. I don't like George Karlaftis trying to cover their best wide receiver out of the backfield. They had Christian Kirk lined up as a wide receiver on the Jaguars' first touchdown, and he ran by George Karlaftis, and you were watching it the entire time thinking, oh, man, I don't like George Karlaftis covering their best wide receivers coming out of the backfield. But props to Doug Peterson. He knew the Chiefs' defensive tendencies. Doug Peterson is a great coach. He was a great offensive coordinator. It wasn't a fluke that he won a Super Bowl 6 years ago with the Eagles as their head coach. So, you're right. You don't want to see Karlaftis on the team's number one wide receiver. But, you know, Matt says from Knoxville, Tennessee, going to Atlanta next weekend if we need to. I want to be in Kansas City. Was there last year. I want revenge on Cincinnati. I love you too. You are awesome. You were awesome. Bob Simon from Mahomes is healthy. That game isn't that close. And you know what, Bob? You're right. You're right, Bob. The game's probably not close because there were some of those tendencies that we saw after Patrick Mahomes kept that first drive after his interception. He tried to keep running. And he knew he wasn't going to be able to run, and he threw in a complete pass. Henny or not, here he comes. Lou Foles, you are 100% right. Way to go. Way to go, Lou. But Chiefs will win whoever they play next weekend. Marco Ostajic calls it. Henny was clutch. Tom Hudd, you guys are right. They were both extremely clutch. Bob Simons at Bengals, you will see another side of Mahomes. If it is the Bengals, yes, it's hard to beat the team 4 times in a row in a 1-year span. But looking forward to tomorrow when we watch the Bengals, a Patrick Mahomes jersey's got my back. As you can see, you got to have a Mahomes jersey. You got to have a Mahomes jersey. I mean, just look at it. It looks pretty damn good, doesn't it? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I just got a text from Tony Budd. But, folks, just enjoy this team, because teams that start, you're right, Terry, I'd love to take the Bengals down once too. Teams that start so many rookies on defense aren't supposed to advance to the AFC Championship game. Teams that lose, let's be honest, teams that lose guys like this for whatever reason aren't supposed to go to the AFC. My connection's getting funny, guys. My connection's getting funny. I don't know why. Chiefs again, says Mahomes said he's good to go. Tyreek is regretting his decision. Bob, you're right. Mahomes is just the Michael Jordan of football. The man he came back and gutted. That win out, it was tough. Ken Bates says Travis Kelce is on fire. On fire indeed, baby. You know it. This is our 5th straight time in the AFC Championship game, 5 years in a row. Every year that Patrick Mahomes has been the starter. This is Mr. January. Tony Romo called Josh Allen Mr. January. This is Mr. January. He's only lost 1 time in his NFL career in January, and that was last year. Josh Allen lost on the playoffs, at Houston. Then the next year, at Kansas City. And then the year after that, at Kansas City. But Tony Romo says, this is why Josh Allen's Mr. January. Oh, boy. He's 2-3 or 3-3 in January. And I'm not knocking Josh Allen because he's pretty good. But get it right, Tony Romo. But if you're watching the game tomorrow, Tony Romo will be calling Josh Allen Mr. January, even though 3 of his entire career has ended in January. Josh Allen's entire career has ended in January. So, I want to send props to Red Tribe Cinema, Clay Windler, putting out the great videos. Props to Arrowhead Allies. You will see me back on there with them Monday. We're going Monday live, so come back with me live on Arrowhead Allies. It's going to be a good time.
Save big this Friday through Sunday.
And we're going to save big this Friday to Sunday at Shaggy Shane Entertainment. How about that? All right. Yep, Bob, Josh Allen was crying. Mahomes and Snead are tough. Kenneth, you are exactly right. This has been an awesome game. Enjoy it. Enjoy Pat Mahomes Sr. and the Big Mahomes Show, as well as Tanisha Mahomes and 2 Jims and a mic. Darren Smith, thank you for having me on there this week. I'll be back on Arrowhead Allies Monday, so jump back into Starcade Media with us. Thanks for Rich Baldinger, former Chiefs great, being on pregame with me. If you didn't get to check it out, go back on my YouTube page, and you will see me with Rich Baldinger and Noah Groniger, Brian B. Shonner from Hot 103 Jams, and Clint Schweitzer. This is awesome, folks. Enjoy the moments. Enjoy the entire roster. Don't knock guys because they don't play every game. Sammy Watkins was a part of our Super Bowl championship. We're going to need more guys to step up that don't normally step up. We're going to need moments. Moments from these Chiefs players. Arrowhead Stadium's 4 miles from my house, which is only a short drive to the countryside. Where you going? You can't ride and hide. So many questions. Questions like, man, who's going to be in the moments next week? Who's going to create the moments next week? Is it going to be Bucker again? Is it going to be Jalen Watson? It's going to be every player on the Kansas City Chiefs roster. It's going to happen. Believe in this team. Patrick's on a gimpy ankle. He's going to grit it out. He's going to grit it out the best he can. Whether we're at Arrowhead, are in bad street. Atlanta, GA. The Chiefs will fight until the end. We need Joe Drool and the Bengals, Tabitha says, to make lots of moments tomorrow. Yes, Joe Drool makes some moments tomorrow, says Tabitha. God bless you all. God bless you all. We are living in an unreal, euphoric era of Kansas City Chiefs football. We are living in a historic, unprecedented era of Kansas City Chiefs football. Kadarius Toney, what a steal by Brett Veach. Creed Humphrey, second-round draft pick, killing it at center. Enjoy this team, folks. Enjoy now. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. Enjoy this. 5 straight times in the AFC Championship game in a row. 5. I love you guys. Tune in Monday on my YouTube page with Starcade Media and Arrowhead Allies. Yep, Shaggy, see you February 12th, Marco. Tune in Monday on Arrowhead Allies. And follow Starcade Media. Follow The Spoken. 2 Gems and a Mic with Tanisha Mahomes and Linda Dorsey. Enjoy these days because they're not dark. They're happy. I love you guys. I love you guys. Until Monday night on Arrowhead Allies, this is Shaggy Shane saying, go Chiefs. Take care and God bless you all. Go Chiefs.